Good day everyone. My name is Maria Shela Huros from BSBA MK3C. My topic is about aggressive case might have the following assumption. So first is, ang pag-offer ng isang product na may mababang presyo ay attract sa a wider market. While ang isang premium product na may mas mataas na price ay nagpapataas ng kita. For example, may isang company ng cellphone na maaaring magbenta ng isang basic cellphone sa murang halaga tulad ng Android at Motorola. And then, mag-o-offer sila ng isang flagship na mas magandang camera tulad ng iPhone and Samsung. So, number 2 is, ang isang magaling na marketing manager ay nag-create ng coherent approach sa marketing intervention na good management ng iba't ibang channel. So, let's proceed to the number 3. There are 2 representatives na binabayaran batay sa commission. Ibig sabihin, ang kanilang kita ay nakadepende sa kanilang benta. For example, ako yung salesperson, then nagbenta ako ng 10,000 pesos. Then, ang magiging commission ko doon is 10%. Ang aking kita ay 1,000. So, number 4, the last one, a company launches one product sa first year, tapos i-expand nila ang mga product nila sa second and third year by introducing 5 new products na ginagawa nila sa bawat natukoy na market segment. So, next is key ratios and forecasting. Ambitious revenue projections ng kita ay madalas na nagiging dahilan para makalimutan ng mga negosyante ang mga gastos. So, number 1 is gross margin. Ang gross margin ay ang kita ng negosyo after i-deduct ang mga labor cost of product purchase. Ibig sabihin, ito ang natitirang pera bago pa i-deduct ang ibang expenses tulad ng rent, salary, and etc. So, number 2 is operating profit margin. Is a percentage that shows how much profit a company makes from its core business after paying for operating costs like salaries, rent, and materials. But before the enters and taxes, it tells you how much money a company keeps as profit from every pesos of sales after covering day-to-day running costs, but before paying the bank or the government. Is revenue forecasts are useful both for starts-up and existing business. Here is how to prepare. Number 1 is decide on the timeline. When you're making a report like a financial plan or business forecast, you need to choose how far into the future you want to look. This is called timeline. For example, magtatayo ako ng maliit na food stall. Pwedeng 1 year ang timeline para malaman kung kikita ba ako. Pero kung magtatayo ako ng restaurant, brand, mas bagay 3 to 5 years ang plano. So, number 2 is forecast your expenses. So, if you say forecast your expenses, meaning estimate or predict how much you'll spend in the future. When it comes to revenue forecasting, predicting expenses is usually the easiest part because if you already have a business, you can look at your past receipts or records to see your regular spending. So, magsisimula ka ng bagong business, you can research typical cost for that type of business. So, for example, if you own a small eatery, you already know your monthly expenses for rice, food, ingredients, gas, and salaries are around 30,000. So you can forecast that your future monthly expenses will be about the same. 2 types of expenses. Number 1 is fixed costs. Fixed costs are expenses that stay the same every month, no matter how much you use or produce. Think of things like rent, salaries, and insurance. For example, kung magbabayad ka ng rent ng 10,000 pesos per month, babayaran mo rin ito kahit walang benta. Iyan ang tinatawag na fixed cost, hindi nagbabago ang halaga. So, number 2 is variable cost. Ang variable cost ay ang gastusin na nagbabago bawat buwan depende sa dami ng iyong benta. Halimbawa, kapag mas maraming produkto ang nabenta mo, mas mataas ang gastos mo sa mga raw materials and packaging. Kapag kaunti ang benta, mas mababa ang gastos. They change with your sales, unlike fixed costs like rent, which stay the same. So next is forecast the sales. Forecast sales means trying to predict how much you will sell in the future. Maraming taong natatakot sa idea na ito, but it's actually not that hard. First, it look at the past sales tulad ng naibenta mo noong nakaraang buwan. Second, make logical guesses. For example, if you have planned to advertise, you might expect higher sales. So it's like saying, last month I sold 50 items, so this month I'll advertise more, so maybe I can sell 70. So next is the following factors to make monthly future sales. So number 1 is identify customers base and determine which one include in the forecast. So what is customer base? So your customer base is a group of people who usually buy from you. They are your regular customers or target market, the ones most likely to buy again. For example, if you sell baby clothes, your customer base is mostly parents. So, number 2 is plan for expansion. If so, include current geographical area as well as the area plan to include in the future. So, if a business wants to grow, it might have expansion plans. That means they want to reach more customers. They want to open in new places, or they want to offer new products or services. So, number 2 is market conditions. What is the state of the market? Will it remain steady or rising? So, market conditions ay tumutukoy sa current situation ng industry tulad ng demand, competition, and trends. Kung tinatanong na what is the state of the market, ibig sabihin malakas pa ba ang benta ngayon? Uso pa ba ang product? May pag-asa bang lumaki ang mga market? Well, it remains steady or rising. So, steady, stable ang demand. So, rising, lumalaki ang demand, magandang sign for business. Number 4 is seasonal adjustments. Are changes we make when looking at business sales to account for regular ups and downs that happen at the same time every year. For example, an ice cream shop sells more in summer and less in winter. These seasonal patterns are normal and expected. So when the study how a business is doing, we adjust for these seasonal effects to get a clearer picture of real growth or decline, not just the usual change. So number 5 is business position. The except discusses the importance of considering your business position within its industry when forecasting growth. In simple terms, to accurately predict business growth, understand your competition, standing with your industry to set realistic expectations. So, for example, let's say you own a small bakery. To forecast your sales, you will then just look at your past sales. You'd also consider your competition, your market share, and industry trends. By considering these factors, your position relative to competitors and overall market trends, you can develop a sales forecast that more accurate and realistic than one based on past sales figures. Is source of information on forecasting. Number 1, the 2003 Consumer Expenditure Report shows shifts on consumer spending, housing and healthcare spending increase, white apparel, entertainment, and charitable contributions decrease. Business should use this data to understand product and services demand and adjust their strategies accordingly. So, number 2 is, para makahanap ng detailed information tungkol sa industry, kailangan mong bumisita sa industries at glance page ng isang government website. For example, kung gusto mong malaman ng tungkol sa food manufacturing industry, pumunta ka sa industries at a glance page at piliin mo yung relevant industry. So, number 3 is the current PPI or Producer Price Index data reflects a stable pricing environment for producers in the Philippines, which is the positive sign for economic planning and inflation control. So, next is steps to measure sales volume. So, number 1, alamin kung paano kinukompute ang sales sa industry mo. For example, binibilang ba ito sa dami ng products na nabenta, sa revenue, o sa dami ng customers? So, number 2 is gumawa ng profile na idea o target customer mo. Para sa mga local or regional na negosyo, gamitin ang census data like population info para malaman kung ilan ang potential customers ang nasa paligid ng business mo. Halimbawa, within 5 to 10 kilometers radius. So, number 3, tansyahin kung ilan ang percent ng market ang kaya mong i-reach or market share. Alamin gaano karami ang potential customers sa lugar mo at estimate kung ilan sa kanila ang malamang bibili talaga ng product o service mo. So, number 5 is alamin kung gaano kadalas bibili ang customers. Halimbawa, kung beauty parlor, pwedeng every 4 to 6 weeks bumabalik ang customers. Kung trimming services, baka once a year lang. So, iba-iba ito depende sa nature ng business mo. So, number 5, estimate kung magkano ang karaniwang ginagastos ng customer sa bawat pagbili per product or per service category. So, that's all my report, ma'am. Thank you.